Welcome to a Milk Market Tidbit for the July 2023 Cold Storage Report that USDA just released the other day. This is Dr. Lawrence Jones, and I'm going to record this on Friday, August 25th here. So the cold storage report gives us the amount of cheese and butter that are what I like to call into the refrigerator. And it's been down just a little bit. So we'll look at these a little bit better here. So here's the overview for July of all the numbers that we're going to be tracking for the month. And on this report, what we're going to focus on are just kind of these two, which is the cold storage report. And so the big number right now is that cheese came down about 21.7 million pounds, and we thought typically it would be about flat, and then StoneX had it down 2.3 million, so that was down quite a bit. And then butter came in minus 18.1 million. StoneX had it down about 7.7 million. I thought it'd be down about 3 million. So if we look at these, so here are the cheese stocks. The green number is the expected, the actual came in red. But some of the things I want to talk about this is even though it was down, we're still 1.49 billion pounds of cheese in cold storage. We were higher, back here a year ago, but this is still a pretty big number. And so when I look at this, the question is, how did we come down when we thought we would not? And so either there's greater demand than we'd anticipated. Short milk supply, there's a little bit, milk was down 2.3 or 4% from last month. And so it was not a big deal, but it was not enough to account for this difference. Or less milk was directed towards cheese, directed towards something else. And so we'll won't know all of this until we get to the dairy products report. But at the same time, if we take that inventory and we just use an average demand about 38 million pounds a day, that's about what we've been for the last year. Then we can do the math and say we've got about 38.7 days of excess cheese. So anytime, in my opinion, anytime we're greater than 38, that's a little bit of a burdensome amount of cheese. So we kind of do the same thing for the butter stocks. This came in light. But to me, the bigger issue is since about the beginning of 2022, we've just not kept up on butter stocks like what we had been historically. I mean, this was an outlier. This one here is going to clearly be an outlier from those prior numbers. So it's the same question. Do we have a greater demand for butter? Do we have a short fat supply? And again, that can be the combination of less milk, less percent fat, or was less fat directed toward butter. Now, a couple of things that we're just kind of hearing today is that there is more class one utilization, but when you have that, you skim off more fat, and so fat's starting to become a little bit more available. And also ice cream production is probably on the decline seasonally. So that ends up the reports for this week. Next week, we're going to actually finish out August. We'll get the fourth National Dairy Sales Report and the classic components. We'll get the egg prices on Thursday, and then the following week, we'll get the dairy products report.